I mean, that was a huge win. I wouldn't call it a must-win, but it was up there. Now beating Koe and Gushue gives us a good chance to get that number 1 seed now. So obviously there's still lots of good teams out here, so we got to keep playing well.
Colton getting that last yellow rock out of there was a close one.
It was, yeah. It was a pretty straight spot in the ice, and we hadn't thrown that in-turn draw too many times. Obviously, they threw it a couple times in that last end, so we did know it, but we knew that spot really well. Mike threw it carefully, and just let me sweep the whole way. That was kind of the whole goal of that shot.
You've been a Brier champion before. Can you build momentum this early in the week and ride it all the way through?
100%. I mean, I remember when we did win that Brier that year, we had a game against Gushue where Kevin made an angle raise for the win to get 2, and it really lifted us that whole Brier, and we ended up going undefeated. So, there's obviously lots of big shots out there, and we got to keep making them.
A few games in, how are the fans? You feeding off them?
Fans are awesome. I mean, the crowd is electric. Every time we make a great shot, all we hear is cheers, so we're feeding off that a lot.
Good to beat your former skip?
Yes. Haven't done that, I don't think, since. So I've had a lot of chances, and unfortunately I haven't been able to pull it out, so thank God we did it today.
How important was it to beat that team at this juncture?
Yeah, in this format, every win, especially against a seeded team like Kevin Koe, it's big. It gives us, we're one step a little bit closer to try to get into the top 2 positions. There's not a lot of room for error in a 8-game kind of round robin situation. So the difference between finishing the 4th and 3rd is not very much. And obviously we'd like to, our goal is to try to make top 2 in our pool. So great opening weekend.
Mike, I think you took some seconds off some Saskatchewan fans' lives with how your rock was going there at the 10th end. Just your thoughts watching it go and on that shot.
Yeah, I knew I had a little bit of margin of error tight. I used all of it, every single little bit. So, that was our plan though, to throw that shot with sweeping versus watching it on the wide side and not being able to do anything. I just used every little bit of the margin of error that I had, and thank goodness Colton held it for me.
Why not a draw there? I think Colton said you guys just hadn't done a lot on that side of the ice.
Yeah, no, I hadn't. I'd thrown the out-turn draw quite a bit. If it was an out-turn draw, I wouldn't have even been a thought. I would have raced down there. Actually, Kevin rolled to the perfect spot that caused some indecision for me because I was very prepared to throw the in-turn draw. And anytime you make a shot like that and the skip, the other, me in this case, is weighing between 2 shots, that tells you that Kevin made, I think, the perfect roll. In just like a no matter, like, maybe I throw the draw, maybe I don't. If he rolls a little bit more or less, I think it's an easy decision for me to either play the draw or the hit. He made a perfect shot, and that caused the indecision, and that's what you want to do in that kind of moment. So, Kevin, kudos to him, probably making me throw the toughest shot.
Brad, that looked like a kind of an interesting game. You sort of in control of it early and then had to throw your last stone for the win.
Yeah, we got up early. Got lucky to get 3 in the 3rd end, and then kind of held on. I didn't think we played too poorly, but they made some really good shots. He made an incredible triple, I think, in the 6th or 7th end, and got a 2 on us that came out of nowhere. So there was a couple ends like that, but there was a little bit of sloppiness on our behalf in some of our rock setups. But overall, a pretty good game.
And, I mean, you have to throw to the button for the win. That's never a bad thing as long as you make it, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I felt really good throwing it. I felt confident. Guys overswept it, but we had a big enough window where we could get away with it. But it was nice to get a pressure draw like that early in the week because if you're going to win these, you're probably going to have to make 1 or 2 of those in the playoffs and maybe even to get in the playoffs. So I was happy. I personally felt a lot better today and made a lot more shots than I did last night, which was nice.
Yeah, about last night. You're back in the win column today. That's going to be a good feeling.
Yeah, and Quebec's a good team, and I just liked the way we played. I thought we played well. A little sloppy in a couple ends, but certainly at the beginning of the game, I think we came out really, really good. We probably played the best end of our year in the 2nd end to get 4. So, a lot of positives we could take from that game.
I guess, Aaron, did that game feel like an adventure?
It was definitely an adventure, yeah. Not exactly how we drew it up, but I don't know. They played well, especially early, and we were just a little bit off. We weren't very precise, and I don't know, they're able to get 4.5 feet of curl and we only get 2.5, so it's a little tougher for us to be precise when we're not getting any curl out there.
I guess maybe we saw what happened in the last end. You managed to put together an end to win it, but I guess maybe what went wrong in those first few ends to kind of fall into a hole, really.
We just weren't precise, and they were just better. They threw lots of good shots. They were making lots of freezes. They were very solid early for sure, and then we found our way a little bit later in the game, and we were able to pull it off.
You had yesterday, I think, the whole day off, right?
Yes.
So with that, maybe not good. I don't know if that was a factor today.
It's better to be on the ice a little more, but everybody has a bye, so our bye was early, and dealt with it the best we could.
What does that say about your team, though, to not necessarily start off the greatest, but still find a way to pick up a win?
Yeah, it's kind of been our season, actually. Notoriously slow starters, but we grinded all out, and we were able to finish it off.
So it took you, I think, 11 provincials to finally get here. How has your experience been for the first couple of games?
It's definitely new. It's pretty cool being out there in front of all these people, brighter lights, and it's fun. We're having a ton of fun out here.
So, was there any nerves as you watched that last rock slide?
Yeah, I was a little nervous. I told the boys I thought I put a hair more on than my first, and I thought they judged it perfectly, and I was just waiting for it to stop at any moment, and it was felt good when it did.
So 2-1 record. Apparently that's the first time since 2012 we started opening. We opened with a 2-1 record.
Yeah, for sure. It's been a while. So we beat the two teams we had to, early on in the event. So that's good. So we're gonna need to knock off one of the big guns and keep beating the teams we think we match up against. But this is the start we needed.
The steal in when was it? The 8th end.
Ninth end. Yeah.
How huge was that?
That was huge. I mean, to go up 3 in the last end, and I think we were going to wrap it away, but then unfortunately I missed my last in 10, but able to regroup, and the guys, Cole made a double peel, and Glenn made a double peel. Right, just really made it easy for me at the end of the game.
So you're 2-1. Kevin's 1-2. Last time you were ahead of him in the Brier.
That's a pretty bizarre world for them, right? They were struggling a bit, but it looks like they had a real close one against Saskatchewan, so hopefully they found their game, and hopefully they can go onwards and upwards from there.
Is this team gelling more and more as you kind of play?
Yeah, I think so. And last year we talked about it. We had a lot of real close games. We let a lot of close games snuck away, against some of the top guns too, where we were leading in the 8th or 9th, right? And I think just that experience, and we had a lot of stuff going on in our lives last year. So, everything seems to be just good this year. Just calm. We can just come out here and curl.